Hey guys, today I'm just going to show you a case that I took in this weekend. One of the things we found garage sailing. Actually, I got this whole computer for free. They just wanted to get rid of it. It's kind of an unusual case. As far as I can tell, this is Sunflower. I believe it's the SF860 that came out around 2002 to 2004, somewhere in that era. One of their usual features about it is it has a hydraulic front door that drops down to give you access to your optical drives, your floppy drive, and also your power and reset button. And I thought it was unusual that they had these little markings here on the front. They have them down here too, and I didn't realize it at first, but this is your power and hard drive LED, and then when you open the door up, it lines up with the two that are up here so that you can still see your power light and your hard drive LED while the front is open. Another nice feature is in the front here. This is where your USB connectors are and your headphone and microphone, but you see this little cover here. Now that's designed to, when it's in the up position, to kind of block the space, but you see how that moves. So when we drop the cover down, it's going to actually lift that little lid up to keep your access to your USB and your headphone jacks. So it's kind of an unusual feature. This is a mid-tower case, or they call it a mid-tower, but it's actually quite big. It's bigger than my Antec 900. And so I guess it's on the bigger side anyway, closer to a full tower than a mid-tower. Just comes with a single 80mm fan in the side. Not much for airflow back in the day, before the computers got too fast and needed too much airflow. This had an Intel motherboard with a Pentium 3 850 in it, and just a little 250 watt power supply. Nothing too fancy. That's all going to get gutted out. It has a removable hard drive cage, so you can pop that out and mount your hard drives. A removable 80mm fan cover in the front. It's got room for 3 hard drives and 3 optical drives. And another feature that made this kind of ahead of its time, I didn't take the screws out right now, but if I pull out the screw here and the screw here, the whole motherboard tray slides out. So it is a removable tray. So this case was ahead of its time for, 6 to 8 years ago, when manufacturers weren't thinking that much about swapping things out, changing things around like we do nowadays. But this will be probably the next case we're going to do some modding on. I have some ideas for it, like up here. There's this gap above the power supply, which I think would be a good spot to maybe add a couple of 120mm fans up there to get some airflow, because there really isn't much in the back here. And I think we're going to put a side cover window in and maybe add some fans there, as well as an 80 or maybe something else in the front to bring some more air in. But it's definitely a neat case. I think it's got potential. I think it's going to look nice once we get it all done. I love the front cover setup. I think that's pretty slick. The only thing I don't care too much about is this vented area here, which you pretty much have to have because that's your intake air for your 80mm in the front. I would rather smooth that out, but anyway, that's going to be our next one to work on. If anybody knows for sure the model number and stuff on it, I've spent about 3 days searching the net trying to find information on it, and the closest I could come up with was the Superflower, which doesn't look exactly like this. I couldn't find one that had this type of setup on it in the same front, but I did find the SF860 under the bezel cover, so I'm guessing this was an earlier model of the SF860. But if anybody has any info, feel free to put it in the comments. I'd love to know for sure if that's exactly what this is. But anyway, I just wanted to show this to you, and we'll post the next video when we start tearing it down and getting some modding done on it. Just one more thing I wanted to mention. When the guy gave me the computer, he had bought this new CD-ROM drive and he had put it in there. He took it out when he got his new computer thinking he was going to use it on the new one, but of course they already came with a new one. So he threw in this new 52X CDRW 16X DVD-ROM drive by Lite-On, brand new. He had mounted it in there, but I don't think he had ever used it. So something else that came with the case. So kind of a good deal to get it all for free, but I just wanted to show you that also.